The man, the myth, the legend. That's right, Edwin Porter, the man who revolutionized early filmmaking at the turn of the century. A vaudeville projectionist turned director, producer, and cameraman. After he left the Navy in 1896, Edwin Porter started working for a friend who bought the exclusive rights to show Edison's motion pictures. He worked as a projectionist in Los Angeles and Indianapolis. He then toured with vaudeville entertainers through the Caribbean as an exhibitor of motion pictures, pretty much a glorified projectionist. In 1897, he helped build a projector for a theater in New York City. He then worked as an exhibitor in motion pictures in Canada. Porter experimented with live editing during this time to spice up the films. He added some narration, some sound effects, and special effects. He eventually returned to New York and was hired by Edison at the turn of the century. Originally, Edison hired him to make improvements and redesign equipment, but he quickly rose up and was placed in charge of Skylight Studio. For the next few years, Porter served as director/cameraman for all of Edison's early motion pictures. Porter's experience as a projectionist ultimately led him in the 1900s to the practice of continuity editing. The process of selecting one-shot films and arranging them into a 15-minute program for screen presentation was very much like constructing a single film out of a series of separate shots. One of Porter's first multi-scene narrative films, The Life of an American Firefighter, was 6 minutes long, produced in late 1902, and released in January 1903. The film combined archival footage with stage scenes to create a 9-shot narrative of a dramatic rescue from a burning building. A major problem for early filmmakers was the establishment of temporal continuity from one shot to the next. Porter's The Great Train Robbery in 1903 is widely acknowledged to be the first narrative film to have achieved such continuity of action. The film depicts the robbery, the formation of a posse, and its pursuit and elimination of the gunman. The Great Train Robbery comprised of 14 separate shots of non-continuous, non-overlapping action, and was a major departure from the frontally composed theatrical staging used by most other filmmakers. The film ended with a startling close-up of one of the outlaws firing his gun at the camera. The industry's first major box office success, The Great Train Robbery, is credited with establishing the realistic narrative as commercial cinema's dominant form. The film's popularity encouraged investors and led to the establishment of the first permanent film theaters, or Nickelodeons. Running about 12 minutes, it also helped to boost standard film length toward one reel, or 1,000 feet. Despite the film's success, Porter continued to practice overlapping action in such conventional narratives as Uncle Tom's Cabin in 1903 and the social justice dramas The Ex-Convict in 1904 and The Kleptomaniac in 1905. He experimented with model animation in The Dream of a Rarebit Fiend in 1906 and The Teddy Bears in 1907, but lost interest in the creative aspects of filmmaking as the process became increasingly industrialized. In 1907, Porter gave future filmmaker D.W. Griffith his first film acting role in Rescued from an Eagle's Nest. After a demotion, Porter left Edison in 1909 to pursue a career as a producer and equipment manufacturer. He couldn't adapt to the assembly line production systems that were being developed. Porter founded the Defender Film Company in 1910 and the Rex Motion Picture Manufacturing Company in 1911. In 1912, he joined Adolf Zucker's famous Players Company, and among the films he directed was Mary Pickford's first feature, A Good Little Devil, in 1914. He retired from movie making in 1915. Porter later became president of the Precision Machine Company, which made motion picture cameras and projectors. He retired in 1925 and lost most of his fortune in the stock market crash of 1929. It's because of his breakthrough editing techniques that he is remembered as one of the innovators of motion pictures. I'd like to thank you for checking us out. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more videos just like this.